We'll see how to perform Monte Carlo simulation using Microsoft Excel and solve problems. I'll be using a generic example, and that can be utilized for solving variety of problems. For example, let's say this is the weekly frequency for a swimmer, and the probability of swimming, say for example 3 times, is 60%. The probability of swimming 5 times is 0.05 or 5%. And then the amount of time that person is going to swim, for example, the person is going to swim 90 minutes, that probability is only 5%. 30 minutes, probability is only 5%. So let's say we're going to simulate 20 weeks of swim, and then so this can be applied to similar situations, something like machine breakdowns, and number of machine failure, frequency, weekly frequency, and then the amount of time it takes to repair the machine each time it fails. It can be applied for number of maintenance calls, number of emergency calls, and the time it takes to address that. And also later on I will show a very complex example where you say you're going to do swim, bike, run like a triathlete and simulate 20 weeks of training for this individual, and that can be applied similar to something like you have 3 different product lines, 3 different machines, and things like that. So let's see how to perform that simulation in using Excel. So assume that we're going to develop it for 20 weeks. So these are the data given. Now the first thing we need is the cumulative probability. Couple of things we'll need to use the Excel. First is the cumulative probability, and we'll cumulative probability for each of these. This is basically to prepare Excel, I would say. We're going to basically prepare data in a way so that we can use some Excel function. So we need cumulative probability to use that particular function. So simply the way you develop the cumulative probability, this plus this, and then copy it down. I can simply copy this now to here, like that. So then now I'm going to generate some random numbers. So I would say random number for the weekly frequency. Simple in Excel, you can do type RAND. That will basically give you the random number. So, and then I'll see the weekly frequency. So I'll use a function called VLOOKUP. So it's going to look up this, and then it will look up this group. So basically what this going to do is it will look at this cumulative probability. So anything less than 0.05, it will set frequency 1 or so on. So we'll see. So we're going to freeze these, because we will use this again and again. And then comma, and then I want the value from the second column, so weekly frequency. So you're going to use 2 there and hit enter, like that. So now we can see if it's 0.82, the frequency is set as 4. So basically anything less than 0.95 is set to 4. As you can see here, 5 frequency. Anything over 0.95 is set to 5. So weekly frequency of swimming 5 if that cumulative probability goes over 0.95. So that's how this VLOOKUP function works. So now we know the weekly frequency of swim. Next we're going to simulate so if the person swims 4 times a week, not that he's going to swim every time 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So there will be some random number of time that the person is going to swim. Now, because it's total 5 different swim time, we need 5 different swimming frequency. Let's say if he swims for 5 times, then we need 5 different set of random numbers. So we're gonna do one. So this random numbers, we're going to do it for so this set of random numbers will be used for determining how much time the person is going to swim each time he or she is going to swim. So I'm going to type basically similarly rand like that. So I'll just copy that, copy down like that. So then I'm going to basically here I'm going to write the same function VLOOKUP. It's going to look up this number, and then I'm going to select this, and then it will give me the second array number like that. I think I need to freeze that. Now copy that to the site for 5 times. So this is the swim time 1. So for example, if the person is going to swim 3 times a week, then he's going to swim 30 minutes first swim, second swim 45 minutes, and third swim 45 minutes. Now we need to find out the total swim time. So then we're going to use a function called if this number is up to 5, then it's going to add all of these 5 swim time. If it's not true, if this is equal to 4, then it's going to sum the first 4. And then if that's not true, if this is equal to 3, in this case, is going to sum only the first 3. If that's not true, if this is equal to 2, then it's going to sum the first 2 of the swim time. Otherwise, just only 1 left, so it will give me this value. So that's the total time. Just to double check, if you look at this, so 3 times swim, it added the first 3, so that's 90 minutes. In this case, let's see, 2 times swim, it's doing 45 and 30 minutes, that's 75. So that's all correct. Now we can calculate the average, so the swim frequency, the total 20 weeks frequency. We can simply sum of this 20 weeks. Oops, you gotta type equals sum. And then, so that's the frequency, and then the total time would be basically sum of this total. So that's the total minutes in 20 weeks. Now if we want it for every week, we can simply divide by 20. That's going to give us the total time. Now this time is in minute. We can just, for the visual, we can get it in hour. So that's going to be basically this divided by 60. So that many hours this bird going to swim. So on average 2.23 hour, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes approximately, and 3 swims per week going to do. So then if you look at, I also did the same thing for swim, bike, run, and basically add all of them to get this. I'll upload this Excel sheet in the openeducator.com so you can see how the calculation has been performed. Now, this is this can be used for machine repair, number of machine failure. Like I said, you may have 3 different lines of machine, 3 different lines of product, and its frequencies and failure and things like that. So it can be, this is a generic situation that I have shown can be utilized to solve many different problem in simulation.